Did you know that Easter, a holiday often associated with Christianity, has roots in the ancient worship of Ishtar, the Mesopotamian goddess of war, fertility, and sex? Ishtar, a key figure in ancient Mesopotamian culture, was honored with animal sacrifices, objects made of lapis lazuli, her sacred stone, and temple prostitution. Now here's a twist. Ishtar is pronounced Easter, and the egg and bunny symbols we associate with Easter today were originally fertility symbols of Ishtar's. So if Ishtar is an ancient deity, how did she end up connected to a Christian holiday? Let's unravel this mystery.
Easter is the celebration of the Assyrian Babylonian goddess Ishtar, also called Ashtoreth or Astarte, who, amongst many things, was celebrated as a fertility goddess. Rabbits and eggs are the symbols of fertility. Traditionally, she was celebrated in the spring, along with the rebirth of nature. Not only of nature, though, but of her miraculous conception. The spring equinox marks the date of the conception of her son, Tammuz, whose birth is celebrated approximately 9 months later on December 25th. Is this sounding familiar to you yet? Yes, my dear friends, I'm sorry to say, Christmas too is a pagan holiday. But let's get back to Ishtar, or Ashtoreth, Easter. Who is she? Well, she's gone by many names. Some call her Inanna, Asherah, and Venus. She's also been called Aphrodite, Artemis, and Diana. She has had many names and many forms over the centuries, but they all boil down to one origin, one person, the Queen of Babylon, Semiramis. You might recall a story in the Bible about a tower in Babylon built to reach heaven. Well, if you recall, God confounded the languages at Babel. When this happened, the people split up, gathering together with others that spoke their language. Although the majority could no longer communicate with one another, they still had their same religion from Babylon. So when they formed new cities, they brought their old religion with them, giving each god or goddess a new name. Nimrod, the king of Babylon, also known as Gilgamesh, became Marduk, An, and Sargon of Akkad. Semiramis, his wife, became Ishtar, Inanna, Astarte, and Ashtoreth. Her son Tammuz became Asher, Horus, and Baal. So what does all this have to do with Easter? When Nimrod died, his wife Semiramis sought to retain her power as queen of the kingdom, so she concocted a story about her unborn child, that her pregnancy was miraculous, and that her child Tammuz was actually Nimrod reincarnated. By marrying her son, the supposed reincarnation of her husband, this would not only make her the queen of Babylon, but because Nimrod was the god king, it also made her the mother of God, the queen of heaven.
It's just too much of a coincidence to just be a coincidence.
Why do we celebrate Easter? Why do you hide eggs and bunny rabbits? Well, think about what bunny rabbits are known for. Humping. Dude, you put 2 rabbits together, dude, next thing you know, there's 100. And then the Easter eggs is fertility. It was for the god of Ishtar. Isn't that crazy? Most people don't know that. Way back in the day, they celebrated by having orgies and making babies. So 9 months later, they could sacrifice those babies to Horus, the sun god, who was born December 25th, by the way. Now, when do they say Jesus was born? December 25th. He wasn't. And everybody knows that. You go ask any biblical scholar, they will say he was not born in December 25th. Then why are we celebrating Christmas?
Easter is completely demonic and pagan. It comes from the celebration and the worship of the fertility god Ishtar, pronounced Easter. In celebration of this false deity, on Easter Sunday, 70 virgins are impregnated. The following Easter, the 3-month-old infants are sacrificed to Ishtar. The eggs are then dipped into the blood, which is where this tradition came from. Here's Ishtar holding a bunny rabbit. Rabbits are known for their energetic breeding. They're a symbol of fertility, which is why I stopped reading translations like the King James, because they added in the word Easter over Passover, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people. look what it says in the Geneva Bible, intending after the Passover to bring him forth to the people. If you go in the Blue Letter Bible and you click on Easter, it comes up as Pesach, not Easter, of Aramaic origin. Look, H6453. Click on that, takes you to Pesach, which is Passover. This is why I'm reading the Restoration Scriptures, which has all these pagan names and things removed. Intending after Pesach, Passover, to bring him out to the people. Stop telling people Happy Easter. You are literally worshiping Ishtar, the fertility goddess. After Constantine decided to Christianize his empire, Easter was then changed to represent Jesus, but its roots are Easter.
Ishtar is the reason why you celebrate Easter. Okay? She was the fertility goddess in Babylonian times. And the actual holiday of Easter, which is celebrated mostly by Christians, is actually the celebration of fertility of Ishtar, the Babylonian Anunnaki goddess. This is why they have the eggs and the bunnies laying the eggs. It's a fertility thing. It has nothing to do with resurrections. Not one daggone thing to do with resurrections. Okay? So if you've been celebrating Easter all this time, you've been celebrating and you've been worshiping Ishtar. Okay? Now you know.
I mean, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. You know those stories where there's the guy with the pentagram and the holy water, and he's like, yeah, he's sure he can control the demon. Didn't work out.
You stumbled onto something here. Maybe we can all benefit from this slight misunderstanding.
Everything they teach you in school is a lie. You want the truth? The world is controlled by shadowy elites and shape-shifting lizard people.
So the song Shake It Off was about how I shed my skin every 1,000 years. And the song Bad Blood was about how I drink blood out of my Grammys.
They always tell us the truth. This is called revelation of the method. Truth hidden in plain sight of Satan.
You kill all men and all women. מעולל ועד יונק. Even babies who breastfeed. Amazing. מישור ועד שא. All oxes, all goats, camels, donkeys. Don't leave anything, any memory from this filthy nation.
Toten CD Juden. Wir können nichts durch den Bestand durchziehen. Es ist Zeit bereit.
Wir müssen den Juden aufhalten.
Es ist Zeit bereit.
Wir müssen den Juden aufhalten.